Hello, I'm Rati Jaffer, Director of the Indo-Korean Cultural Center in Chennai, the INCO Center. We have for 18 long years been working on bringing India and South Korea closer together through the arts, through culture, through music, dance, theatre, film, ceramics, sculpture, painting, also Korean language. We're the King Sejong Institute here in Chennai and in India. And we always look for access points where we can understand each other better, look at various ways in which we can look at the differences and the similarities between these two countries. And there have been some incredible histories which have been unearthed as well. Things that have existed from 47 BC, 47 CE to be precise, when the princess, we believe from this coast, went across and married Kim Suro. And 7 million Koreans even today owe their lineage to India. Parvati Nair, who came in with a box of videos, scratch films, letters, photographs from her father's journey to South Korea, just stunned me with the treasure trove that she shared with us. And straight away it was clear that there was a project in there. And straight away it was clear that this is a story that had been forgotten in India, well remembered in Korea to this day, and we had to do something about it. So it's about 6 long years that that we took to bring this to light and to present it. It's been a long and wonderful journey. And it looks at this little known, rather forgotten history of Indo-Korean relations. When in 1953, after the prolonged and terrible Korean War, the country was split into two, with China and USSR supporting the North, America supporting the South. And Pandit Nehru, fearing that this would become another world war, and geopolitically it was very, very dangerous, chose to send the custodian force of India, 6,000 soldiers who left from this very port, from Madras, from the Chennai port, went all the way to the DMZ in Korea. And they sat there in the bitter winter in this unfamiliar land, not knowing the language, unfamiliar surroundings. And they were the peacekeepers who came in at a time of utter devastation and war. To this day, this is remembered with gratitude at the Korean end. What they did was, when 23,000 prisoners of war did not want to go back to either the North or the South of Korea after the war, they sat down with them under the UN peacekeeping aegis to actually talk to them and understand where they would like to go. So most people went to the US, to Germany, to the UK. We had 88,000 people who came to India. So a few families who came to India when the CFI returned. So here was a fantastic historical story unfolding. But interestingly, within it was also a very personal story of a daughter searching for her father. So Parvati Nair, who had got all of these letters and other things bequeathed to her, was gradually knitting together a creative story as well. So it's not sentimental, it's not hagiographic. The whole idea is, how do we, from a personal angle, look at the larger sweep of history? Because as we all know, we live in times where we forget how the historical angle informs identity and memory as well. So Parvati's story is part fiction, part real. The historical facts are all real. In fact, there is a factual video at the end of the show which will show you exactly what General Nair captured as he was coming home. So I urge everyone to come and see this show. It's premiered in Chennai. It's hopefully going around the country and to Korea. But come and see it here. It's right at your doorstep. And there would be many things that have been long forgotten that will get unveiled. Okay, the show is on at Lalit Kala Academy from 8th to 20th February. We have 3 shows every day, 39 shows in all, 11:30 a.m., 3:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. And we are doing it in a very special format where 25 or 28 at a time go moving across 9 demarcated but interconnected spaces. And it is storytelling at its best. It captures a very intimate space within which you can watch how the story unfolds. So therefore, registration, it's limited seats. Registration is mandatory. You will have the details here given to you about how to register. please do so and please do come. We look forward to welcoming you here at Lalit Kala Academy. Thanks so much.
Hello, I'm Parvati Nair. I'm a multidisciplinary artist based in Chennai. And we're standing in front of one of the installations of this project called Limits of Change, which brings together art, installation, theater, storytelling, video, and lots of different things. So effectively, what this is a place that we've created called the Story Museum, which is 9 rooms, and each room has beautiful art installations that I've curated, made by students, architects, artists from Chennai. But what is going to make it come alive is a story that happens through these 9 rooms, and in each room, one part of the story happens. It's performed by a really talented group of actors and directed by Yog Jappi. So the story has an autobiographical element. It is based on the papers and experiences of my father, but it's not my father's story. It is a work of fiction based on history. And it talks about 6,000 Indian soldiers called the Custodian Force India, who sailed from Chennai. So Chennai is this cartographical center for the story. They sailed here in 1953 to go to the DMZ in Korea as peacekeepers. And there they looked after these 23,000 prisoners who refused to go back home after the Korean War. And it was India's proposal on allowing these prisoners to make their choices, but the home country could explain to these prisoners why it was important to come home. So no force should be used on the prisoners was part of this agreement. And these guards, the 6,000 soldiers were their guards. And at the end, when they came back to Chennai as well, and 88 Koreans came back with them. So what happens here is a story about the CFI experience in Korea, but it's seen through the lens of 2 people. There is a curator of the Story Museum. She and her assistant curator take you from room to room, where she doesn't explain the art object. She tells you a story about how she's trying to find the truth of her father's time in Korea. And through that, the experiences of the CFI and certain very profound ideas about war and peace and identity and home and forgiveness are revealed. So that is what the Story Museum is. And we hope that lots of people will come and experience it. Because so much nowadays is sort of online or not real in the flesh, whereas this is an experience through the actors, through the wonderful designer, through music from Korea, through a lighting designer from Korea called Kang, interpreted by Charles, who is a wonderful lighting designer from Chennai. The group of actors. So Satyajit, who filmed, there is a fairy tale story that goes through it, who filmed that. There's so much talent that has come together to create this. And it's a multi-sensory experience that you have to experience it. I mean, hopefully there will be a film or something on it, but that won't be the same. This is your chance to come and be immersed in it and really feel it, feel it in your bones. So please come.